I've dyed that I haven't sewn up yet.
And it looks like silk.
Yeah, and then yes,
Quick.
This is a pair that I was given in San Francisco.
Oh my god, those colours would be so insane under
you can
UV.
see the weights in them.
It's quite psychedelic, the colours,
Oh.
aren't they? They're quite...
And so you can imagine then under UV light.
Yeah, and being tossed around, and What's the history of flagging? Where did it come from?
During COVID, sorry, jumping around the place.
Yeah.
During COVID, we got to spend every week together. All the flaggers around the world had a Zoom session every week.
Now that was the Flagging Virtual Studio.
Flagging Virtual Studio, yes. And so during that time, every week there would be a lesson or a talk, and we would get to hear different stories. And so I learnt a lot about the history of flagging during those talks. It goes right back to the 70s when gay men wore leather and danced with fans. And like really
so
danced
it's not just
with
me
fans.
that dances with
No.
the fan.
And this was
the
real proper twirling leather men.
Better than that.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's surprising it comes out of the leather community as well.
Yes. It would seem then that the bar boys would get out from behind the bar and swing the bar towels around is the earliest mention I've heard of it.
Right.
Which then developed into flagging. And there was a distinct difference from what I can gather between the East Coast and West Coast of America.
Oh.
On the East Coast in New York, they called it fanning still, but you had spines or rags. So spines were the fans as we would know it, and rags were without it. Whereas on the West Coast, they called it flagging.
Wow.
So then it got handed. It was kind of secret gay men's business for a while. You know, you had to be quite friendly with your daddy for him to pass on some flags. But then as that era started to literally die out, an effort was made to pass it on. And one of the other people that back at this party in Palm Springs in 1997 was a guy called Xavier Kaylor. And he went on to spearhead a revival of flagging in San Francisco through their tradition, which is based around the AIDS Memorial Grove in Golden Gate Park. And they have a regular flagging in the park there. And that is a big anchor for the West Coast community.
Wow. That's amazing. It's got such a rich history. Like, I've seen you do some sensational shows and I've seen you go many places, but you don't realise just how far back the history of it goes.
Yes. And interestingly, Xavier talks about Loie Fuller. So Loie Fuller was a dancer in the early 1900s. That danced around with giant bits of silk and developed all these amazing lighting techniques. She was quite a pioneer of modern dance, and she was part of the community.
The original flagger.
Yep.
Wow.
She was a friend of Dorothy's right back in the day.
Dorothy is such a friendly girl.
We've loved twirling silk for a long time. We have.
It's so lovely. It's such a beautiful thing to watch. Like, especially like when it's under UV lights, but just it actually at any time in the sunlight, it's just so pretty to watch them whirling around. And if there's a big group of flaggers, I just find it so gorgeous, so gorgeous.
I mentioned I made 32 pairs to take.
Yes.
So on the day, because we went for flagging in the park at the end of July, and so they have a big DJ, and there was a certain point where they played a particular song, Love Is in the Air.
Oh.
Yes.
Look out.
Look out, exactly. And they all got up with my flags out into the grove, and my artwork got spread across the National AIDS Memorial Grove.
Oh my God. I would have been sobbing.
I was, yes.
What a beautiful moment. Now, you've chosen a song to play tonight. Is this one you like to flag to?
Yes. We have a DJ that plays for us for the Virtual Flagging Studio, Michael Rackley. And yes, I tagged him on this song once, and Love
All right.
flagging with this one.
Let's-
Nice upbeat energy.
Let's hear it. If you've got a flag, get it out and have a twirl.
That's it.
This is Sophie Ellis Baxter, Hypnotized. Cool.